Good afternoon, this is Kevin from BostonMemo.com with a quick political update on March 5th. And of course, the big news in the greater Boston media market today is that United States Congressman Bill Delahunt will retire after all. He's had a very tough couple of weeks. Right after alluding to the Boston Globe that he was thinking about retiring, he was hit with the Amy Bishop case, meaning that the media across the country was questioning his decisions from way back in 1986 when he decided not to prosecute Amy Bishop for shooting her brother in Braintree, Massachusetts. And of course, just recently, Amy Bishop has been accused of going on a gun rampage, shooting 6 people, killing 3 of them. But he says to today's Boston Globe that he's stepping down for personal reasons. One name mentioned as a possible Democratic candidate is former Democratic Party Chairman of Massachusetts, Phil Johnston. Will never happen. Not in my opinion, anyway. Ironically, Johnston ran before against Delahunt in 1996. It was a rainy day that election day, and there was no question in my mind, as I predicted at the time, that Johnston would at first seem to win the primary. He was to the left of the two, and on Cape Cod those activists will turn out no matter how bad the weather, and it was incredibly bad that election day, 96. But when it went to the court-supervised recount, Delahunt won and went on to beat the Republican challenger and has held the seat since then. Prior to that, he was DA, obviously, and also served in the Mass House of Reps back in the early 70s, 73, I believe. On the Republican side of the aisle, by the way, what Democrat will get in the race? Bill Keating, I think, is nearly a definite. He's the new DA, has the job that Delahunt used to have. He can raise a lot of money. Former state senator. He's been a fair to Midland, better than that, very effective DA actually, has built a lot of bridges with police departments, communities. He won't have a problem raising a minimum of $1 million. I say he's good for at least 2, which is what's needed in that race. And on the Republican side, Jeff Perry already in the race officially. Bob Hedlund has dropped out. That leaves Joe Malone, but I still consider Malone to be very handicapped because of the fact that when he was state treasurer, there was a large embezzlement scandal. He was not involved, but the persons indicted, one in particular, was his appointee, an old friend, a large sum of money embezzled over a number of years. And that's something that any Democrat, even fellow Republicans, are not going to let Malone or the voters forget if Malone jumps in the race. But it could happen. Right now I see Bill Keating as a definite running for Delahunt's seat. And on the Republican side, Jeff Perry already in the race. He could surprise people. Comes from a small district. He's just a state representative, doesn't represent a large portion of the Cape, as does Keating as the DA up in Norfolk County, the greater Quincy area, which is where the heavy vote is. But I do think the Republicans have an obvious shot at this seat, as has been stated. This is where Scott Brown, the United States Senator, did phenomenally well on the 19th of January. Updates to follow. Again, today is March 5th, and this is our video political update for the day for BostonMemo.com.